In January, I actually did have 2 seizures. It was basically 2.5 days in a row. One was the middle of the night, and then the other one is this one that I'm going to show you here. And the nighttime one, my husband did try to record it, but because it shocked him out of sleep and it was a bit more of a rush to get things moving, by the time he tried to finally actually get the camera going after he checked in on me and tried to do everything he could to make sure that I was safe and try to get me to come out of the seizure, there wasn't much left to show. So I'm not really going to bother showing that one. And being the middle of the night, we just really didn't have any much conversation. It was more about trying to get back to sleep afterwards. And again, I also bit my tongue as well. So again, this was sort of a double whammy, biting it once and then biting it again. So then there's a long, slow recovery. So to even be able to eat or speak again after that. But I'm through it now, thankfully. And my tongue is finally feeling and looking like it's supposed to again. Okay, this is the last seizure that I had. It was a tonic clonic, and actually I'm not completely sure if it was a cluster of seizures happening sort of in a row or not, because I seem to go rigid and then go into the clonic phase, and then I seem to go rigid again, and seem to be like sort of back and forth there for a little bit. Either way, I did bite my tongue quite badly, as you'll be able to see, so if you're squeamish about blood, know that there is going to be some blood showing here in this video, even though I did put the rag into my mouth, which has stopped me from biting my tongue in the past, but it did come out. The weird thing about this one too is I actually was getting down on the floor because I knew the seizure was coming, and the actual tonic part, at least initially, I wasn't lying down. I was only sort of part way down, and then I just froze right there. So that was kind of strange. And as you see me having the clonic part of the seizure, this one looks a little bit different than the other ones. The previous ones that I've seen recorded, I seem to really be moving my arms and legs all quite a bit, whereas this one I'm moving more my hand, and my body's kind of twitching a bit and moving around, but not in the same sort of way. And also my face looks so different. I'm freaked out. I look like I'm in pain. My eyes are blinking really fast. Usually they're just wide open, and I'm usually looking off to the side or sometimes straight forward. But this time they're blinking and moving all around. So I don't have any memory of this, so it looks really disturbing. It looked like I'm probably in pain or really scared or something like that, but I don't remember it. I was unconscious at the time, so thankfully, because that's not something I'd want to be aware of, I'm quite sure.
Get her glasses off. Okay. She lost the rag. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. So she's definitely bit her tongue again. I tried to get the rag in there. Okay, we got the jerking. Okay, let's try some frankincense. Okay, she's coming out of it, I think. Okay, she's lost the bottle. Okay, the snorting. Okay, she's got this. Yeah, she bit her tongue bad, I think. Man, that's gonna suck ass. Okay, well, we might have to.
And then you can hear me snoring again. This seems to be the thing that happens after every seizure. I'm assuming that this is the postictal phase, because a seizure really knocks you out, and once you've finally come out of the seizure, you are so exhausted that it's not uncommon to fall asleep. And obviously, if I'm snoring, I'm deeply asleep at the time. So that's why I'm going to assume that's the postictal phase, especially because I am calmed down there. I'm not moving as much, and it seems like I'm starting to come around eventually.
Shit.
You can also see here in the beginning, I've actually got the bottle of frankincense there that I'm trying to sniff as I know the seizure's coming on. And it didn't stop it at that point, sadly. However, the length of this seizure was actually pretty short, And you see, eventually, my husband also grabs the frankincense and holds it under my nose again just to make sure that I'm actually getting it, because sometimes that bottle doesn't have as much scent as you really need it to have. So that might be part of the problem, and it might be just that it's not a permanent solution, not a perfect solution anyway. And I'm not going to bother showing the postictal phase really because, for one thing, I did bite my tongue quite badly, so I couldn't speak much. And even when I did speak, unfortunately, the camera did not pick it up. For some reason, it was really quiet. I guess the mic was kind of hidden or something like that. So there's really nothing too exciting to see there. So that is the whole of the seizure that I'll share with you guys. And after that, obviously I just basically got up and got moving. I did end up not feeling better afterwards. Usually within an hour or so, I start to calm down and feel, well, not even calm down. I'm already calm. I think there's no
She
adrenaline
felt it
in my
coming,
body
so
at
she
that
just
point.
sort of
I'm
let
very
it straight to the
chilled,
floor.
but I still felt
Which,
off. I felt like I
again,
wasn't
is that
sure
the
if I was going to have another
frankincense?
seizure or something was
The
going to
leg
happen.
came out
So
during the
I
spasm,
ended up
so
electing to
I'm
go
not going to
back
be able to
to the
tell how
emergency
bad her tongue
room
is.
and just get them to check me and make sure
She
that there
goes
wasn't
through
anything
the
weird going on.
postictal,
And so they did. And it was the
and
usual. I was
this
still
might
very
be the worst
tachycardic
one.
for quite a while, but otherwise there wasn't really anything that they could see. And of course, being in Canada, I was just out in the hallway, so they were more than happy to send me on my way as quickly as possible. And the doctor did prescribe clobazam for me. So I have been taking that for a little over 2 months since that seizure and have not had another one. Usually that's a drug that they only put you on in addition to anti-epilepsy drugs, but since I can't tolerate those drugs, this is the only thing I'm using, and we are hoping and praying that it will be
Actually, quite well.
enough in addition to eating keto and,
Just need
controlling
to.
diet, lifestyle, nutrition, all that kind of thing. And also, menopause and hormones are probably a major factor, so if we can get that settled down, that might also really help to get everything to settle. I don't have an obvious lesion on my MRI to show what is actually causing these particular seizures, because my lesions kind of come and go, or at least they come and then they settle down and there's not much left to see anymore on the MRI. So, and that's all related to the MS. So we don't really still know for sure that the seizures have anything to do with the MS. They're probably related at least, but I don't know if you could actually say the MS caused them or that MS can cause anything really, because MS is just the description of having lesions in your brain. That's it. So this is all kind of a mystery still, and as you can tell, it's been pretty horrible. But I am glad, even though clobazam is a benzodiazepine, which I would rather not be on, but it is helping and it's not causing me any side effects after 2 months, which is kind of amazing for me with drugs. So I'm very happy about that part. But eventually, after probably several years, we'll have to look at trying to decrease my dose if possible and eventually maybe even get me off of this stuff. And hopefully the seizures will be just settled down. I do think that this huge number of seizures that I've had over the past, well, 4 months, including that one and the 4 months prior, that was more than I've ever had before in my life. I think that was all a reaction to quitting the lamotrigine that I was on for nearly a year. Even though I tapered off very slowly, that stuff causes major, major, major withdrawal for many of us, and it did cause a lot of problems for me. And I think the seizures is probably the most obvious of the problems that it caused. So I'm hoping that I'm recovering well from that. I feel like some of the other withdrawal side effects are settling down. So hoping and praying that I'm moving in the right direction now, and that this will be the last of the seizures. I appreciate that you guys want to see them. I notice that a lot of people do like to watch these. They're the most popular videos on my channel, really. So, and I get that because, not many people like to put their seizures online for people to see because it's pretty gross and it's not a very fun thing to watch. But at the same time, we're struggling with seizures, and for all of us who need answers and need to find a way to get these seizures to stop, it's sometimes helpful to see other people having seizures. I know I appreciate that, and I've certainly searched for many of them online as well. So I hope that they are helpful for you, and love to hear from you in the comments below if you have
No,
anything to
I
share
don't
about
think
your
anything's
seizures
causing
or
my
your
glasses
loved
to
one's
open.
seizures or what has worked or not
Well,
worked for you. And if you are on or have been on clobazam, I would love to know what your experiences are with it, and would love to know especially if you have tapered off of it and how you got through that and how difficult or how easy it was for you. I would love to know because there's not a lot of information about this particular benzo and weaning your way off of it. So that's always kind of in the back of my mind. So thank you for watching, and God bless.